Hello everyone. In this today's video, let's study about the Uttarakhand's famous festival, the Ramman Festival. So, as a topic of the day discussion, why are we discussing this is because recently when the President of India visited Uttarakhand, she was gifted with the mask of the Ramman Festival things, and this is something very important we have to study, not just because the masks were gifted to the president or because it is one of the important festivals of Uttarakhand, but also because it is that festival which has been globally recognized, right? So hence, let's see what this festival is all about and what is the unique speciality of this particular festival. And in this particular video, we will try and see what Ramman Festival actually is. So Ramman Festival usually is seen or observed in the Saloor-Dungra districts of the Uttarakhand state, and this is celebrated especially on that time when the people of the region they harvest their new crop, and it is usually celebrated in the late April month, right? And it is mostly observed in Saloor-Dungra state of Uttarakhand. So this festival it symbolizes the convergence or the conglomeration of the mythology, because as the word says, Ramman Festival. So it is that festival where they talk about Ramayana or Ramayan, storytelling of the Ramayana, or even about Lord Hanuman takes place during this festival, and a particular category of people they dress themselves in various masks. In fact, talking about the masks, there are 24 different masks which these which certain communities of that particular particular region they wear these masks, and all these masks are considered to be the avatars of Lord Vishnu, right? Different avatars of Lord Vishnu, and also it is considered that it pretty much resembles various gods, starting from the sun god, then to goddess Kalima, then to Lord Ganpati, right? So various such face masks are worn by people. They dance around, they talk about the Ramayana story, they depict the Ramayana story, right? And it is a convergence of both the mythology, the memory of the past, and even the intense ritual practices of the people. And this particular festival dates back to almost 8th to 10th century, based on a few records and based on the locals claims. They claim that this festival has been celebrated ever since 8th century and ever since 10th century, and it is also believed that the famous poet Tulsidas also had visited this particular region of Uttarakhand. And also, we have many records of instances when even the Bhakti movement, Sufi saints, were also part of, or let's say, were also, or let's say, probably have also visited this particular region. And this particular festival, the Ramman Festival, talks about everything as a whole, and it mostly honors the Bhumia Devta, right? The village guardian through various rituals. And also most prominent thing that they see in this Ramman festival is the recitation of Ramayana and the famous masked dances, and also a lot of Malla Yuddha, many such activities take place, right? So this is that particular festival in the north, which pretty much somehow resembles to the Bhutukola that we usually observe in the Tulunadu districts of the southern Karnataka, especially the coastal areas of the southern Karnataka, especially in the Mangalore belt. We have the Bhutakola, or the famous Kantara movie, which got very famous, and the demigod depiction which the movie shows. This is also pretty much similar to that, because even we're talking about both the festivals telling something about their vast history with the fusion of music, dance, recitation. But of course, in the Bhutakola, we don't see any recitation of Ramayana or Hanuman. let's say, but this is something pretty much similar to that, right? Because here it is ultimately honoring or giving devotion or praying the Bhumiyal Devta, who is considered as the village guardian, right? So what are the key features of this Ramman festival? If you see, as we said, this particular festival also got a UNESCO tag way back in 2019 and has been recognized as intangible cultural heritage humanity. So now, do let us know in the comment section what are the other cultural heritage, or let's say which are the other festivals which have received the UNESCO tag. Please do let us know in the comment section. And talking about the next important feature, the ritual drama, right? We have already discussed that this is not just a festival of any particular celebration, but here they pick a particular story from Ramayana and then they enact it in the form of a story, and all of these happens with a lot of diversities in them, because there are a lot of internal castes and minor communities which reside, and everyone together make sure that they get or let's say they participate in this particular festival, and they do all this. And talking about the sacred venue, it happens in the Bhumiyal Devta temple in the region. And also talking about the community ownership, as we discussed, every caste group has a fixed role. And talking about the caste, we also discussed that there are many intricate minute castes there, and each of the castes, they have their own fixed role, as in what particular caste or people should do what. For example, priests, they chant; the artisans, they carve; the drummers awaken the rhythms, right? And every particular community, as we discussed, they get together and they celebrate this. And talking about the other things, of course, we can see that there are intense confluence of the songs, steps, and stories from the past, and even the narration. And the most biggest highlight is the mass dance, because this is what the mask which was gifted to the Indian president as well, right? So this is pretty much most of it. And one other important thing about the mask, so the 18 masks that the people there wear are made from the Bhojpatra, the Himalayan birch, which is considered to be one of the oldest Himalayan birch, or let's say one of the oldest trees. And in fact, when we go back in the history, we have to understand and we have to know that this is that particular leaf on which certain Vedas, certain Shastras were written, and it was also considered that no ritual would have been complete without the presence of the Himalayan birch. So basically, these masks are made of that Himalayan birch, which makes it even more special, right? So that's mostly about it. So now, let's coming to the analysis part. So why is this important? Why are these kind of festivals, considered to be absolute important for the country to safeguard it, right? First and foremost thing is, it talks about the living heritage of that particular community. See, all these festivals are the things which keeps certain people, certain community alive, and it is the only testament, or let's say it is the only measure, or that is the only litmus test which gives us an idea about what a particular community was, probably to talk about their history, to talk about their culture. All that ethnic diversity, the enrichment of that particular culture, lives within the festivals they celebrate, right? So this talks about the living heritage of the particular community, where it employs dance, music, masks, and preserve village history, values, and memories across generations. So these festivals, it has been in practice across generations. So the moment these festivals are stopped celebrating, it means that the entire generational memory has been deleted or completely ignored, right? So that is one of the biggest importance. And this particular point does not hold good only for this Ramman festival, but also for all those festivals. So we're not just talking about Dasara, Diwali, Christmas, Holi, not all these prominent festivals, even some of the minor festivals which are very meaningful to these ethnic communities, to these minute regions, also matters. Next is the rooted identity, because these kind of Raman festivals, they anchor communities, means they act like a get together, where they bring communities from all the backgrounds, from all the places, and this creates a sense of belongingness and continuity in this changing, rapidly changing world. Next is the knowledge and the livelihoods. So they carry, I mean, these festivals, they carry a lot of local ecological wisdom, right? And also the social customs, moral codes. And these things over a period of time gets transferred only through the celebration of these kind of festivals. It's not that anybody would write a note, or let's say probably would log this down somewhere and probably transfer it to further generations. So that wouldn't happen most likely for these kind of let's say ethnic festivals. So hence celebrating them every year means that this is the way how they can transfer this particular wisdom, the custom and the moral codes for the future generations as well. Next is the community strengthening. As we said, there are multiple minute communities, in fact various castes involved in the celebration of this festival. So this acts like a conglomeration where it tries to bond the people from various community and various castes. This talks about their unity, and also it talks about their collective responsibility, which reminds that culture survives only when people perform, teach, and sustain it. So this is a very important line. So it is only possible when we celebrate a particular festival that it reminds us that culture survives only when people perform, teach, and sustain it. Right. So this is the analysis of not just this festival but any festival for that matter. So that's all for this particular video. Let's try and solve one prelims question. With reference to the Ramman Festival, consider the following statements. It is celebrated in the villages of Saloor and Dungra in Uttarakhand. It involves masked performances based on the Ramayana and local legends. It is included in the UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Which of the statements given are correct? So kindly use the comment section. Let us know your answers. Anyway, that's all for this particular video. Signing off, this is Madan Gopal. Have a beautiful day.